rest of Virginia really gives us a bad rap in a lot of ways. When people think Virginia, they think Norfolk, right? And it is Norfolk. It's not Norfolk. It's Norfolk. They think Nova. They think Northern Virginia, right? They think up in around D.C. They think more of that. The state is completely different when you get below Roanoke. So if you look at a map of Virginia, you can see the city Roanoke. You get below that, whole other world. That's where I draw the line, right? If I'm drawing a line of what's Southern and what's not, that line cuts right through Roanoke, Virginia, and goes down, basically. It goes down. So Virginia is kind of the border state, I guess, of what's Southern and what's not, at least by my definition. I'd be happy to debate anyone on that. So which refreshing drink would you reach for on a hot summer day? Beer, sweet tea, Sprite, Coca. It's sweet tea, always, right? I'm not a huge beer drinker. I don't like sodas that much. It's always going to be tea. Maybe not sweet so much. I usually go unsweet tea. I love sweet tea. But look, I can drink gallons of it. If I'm drinking sweet tea, I'm a conscious redneck. How about that? Mama forgot to buy the tomatoes for her Brunswick stew. Where are you going to pick some up at? Well, it's got Pete's Market, Piggly Wiggly, Johnson Food. I've never been to a Pete's Market. I've never been to a Johnson's Food. It's got your backyard. When I was a kid, that would have been true. But yeah, I would say backyard, but I'm going to go with Piggly Wiggly for this one right now. Where I was at, it would more than likely be a small local grocery store or a Walmart or the backyard. But Piggly Wiggly is the only one that I'm really familiar with. What is a hush puppy? Come on, man. Slang for a stupid person, that'd be cool. A type of sneaker, a special leash that keeps dogs barking. It's a piece of cornmeal bread. So my mom growing up always made these really cool homemade hush puppies, and she would they were always good. They're always she always cooked them to where they're like extra crunchy on the outside. She'd make them, that kind of dangerous process of putting a kettle on the stove or a pot on the stove, filling it up with oil and frying directly on the stove. Right? We didn't have the fryer usually. We just cooked them on the stove until we moved up in the world and got a fryer. But she would make them by hand, mix them up, and just drop them in there, put a little bit of onions in them. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Usually go with some fish or something that we had caught or picked up or been – some people give you fish all the time. You're off to a pig picking. How might you expect to spend the next few hours? Selecting the finest hot dog in the county, eating your weight in pork, listening to some kick-ass banjo playing, or checking out – fat girls / guys. All of this sounds fun, but I'm going to go with eating your weight in pork. If it's what I'm thinking it is, because I've never been to I never heard the term pig picking, but if it's what I think it is, we used to have pig roast all the time. We did the pig roast in the ground, right? You dig a hole, put a pig in it, cook it, and then you eat it. So that's something that we did a bunch. So let's fingers crossed. Let's fingers crossed. What does the phrase "bless your heart" mean? Yep. This is an insult, right? This is the Southern charming way of going, you're an idiot, right? Yeah, you're stupid. You're stupid. I see. It's basically saying, I feel so bad for you that you're that dumb. That's really what we're saying. So this one, they go, I like you very much. I hope good things happen for you, or I think you're ignorant. So we're going with ignorant. That's as close to the definition that I can give you. The best parking spot is the one that's nearest the store, the one with no cars, at the shade. Obviously the one in the shade. Have you ever caught lightning bugs in them? Of course I have. Of course. So lightning bugs are something that I miss. So the area in Virginia that I grew up in, it was it's not as much now, but when I was growing up, and it might just be the fact that, being a kid, things just seem like they're on a much grander scale. But sitting on the front porch and looking down over the hills and into the field, and it just looked like you were just seeing, it didn't even look real. Millions of lightning bugs, just little green lights blink, blink, blink everywhere. So, yeah, we used to catch those and put them in jars all the time, those and June bugs. Do you often use the word y'all? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think so. I think we use y'all quite a bit. What is so special about North Carolina barbecue? So I like North Carolina barbecue. It is my most favorite type of barbecue. What they're really going into is they're talking about the vinegar-based sauce. So that's what I'm leaning on. I love the North Carolina vinegar-based sauce that you kind of have on the side, right? You're not putting sauce straight on stuff. You're getting a nice cooked hunk of meat, a good char on it, whatever you're cooking, right? And you've got this, they're usually refilling the vinegar bottles, popping a little hole in the top of it with some nice sauce. What do you do with crazy family members? Lock them up in the hospital, lock them up in prison, keep them hidden out of sight, get them a drink and set them on the front porch. I think I'd go with that. I don't think we've locked up any of our family members in any way. We might hide them sometimes, but usually I would say on the porch. So let's see how let's get the result. Let's see. Oh man, I gotta fill out another survey. So I'm 100% Southern, according to this quiz. We might have to play around with that. See if we can come up with some other ones. See if we can come up with maybe something that's a little more difficult. How would you have done on that? I would love to hear from you. Send me something. Slide into the DM. Send me an email. Let me know how you would have fared on the Southern quiz. I think it was fun. I liked it. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. What have you guys been doing? Why you still been kind of squirreled away in the house? I will tell you that I have, we've been living life. I've mentioned that. You know, we come to the studio, we go to the bad place. We go to the place that we do not speak of. We go to the gym. So we've been going to the gym. We've been doing that. Every now and again, we go to a shopping mall. I know. I can hear the internet shudder in fear. I can hear people throwing curse words in my direction right now. You're gonna kill Grandma. I can hear it already. Yeah. Okay. But so we've been doing that. The time that we're home, we're hanging out. I've been watching like a lot of Netflix. That's probably what a lot of folks are doing right now. I've been on Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime. I started watching. I never really watched it. I started watching My 600-Pound Life last night, and I've seen clips from it. Like I've seen clips, I've seen this thing. I've been like into that quite a bit. I've been binge watching that one a ton. It's good. It's actually good. Like I am not above admitting that I will sit there and there are moments in that show that I will cry. I will tell you, it makes you just can't not. How can you not? How can you not feel that empathy towards those folks, right? It's so cool too. So we kind of watch, and then so we're going way back, and I think it's like one of the first seasons, and we're watching, and it kind of ends, it kind of where they're about 3/4 of the way through their journey, which is fucking bullshit. Let me just say that. Let me just fucking say that you're going to give me 3/4 from 3/4 of their progress, right? And it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely amazing. But you're going to get 3/4 of it, right? And this is from like 2014 or 16 or something way back there. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like my mind is going like, is this person alive? Did they gain all the weight back? Did, after losing that weight, did they have health complications? Are they still kicking and breathing? How did they do? So I watch an episode and then I spend like another goddamn hour on the internet researching this person's life. And believe it or not, they're not that easy to find. So now I'm like a researcher for what happened to blah, 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 Jane Doe, Zay, whatever happened to Zay in My 600-Pound Life. I get too invested. And I have to find out. Like, I have to find out. So, in addition to, like, Netflix and chill and kind of just normal life stuff, I am, like, part-time researching, outcomes from My 600-Pound Life. So, just kind of warning there, if you go down that rabbit hole of that show, that's kind of sort of what you're going to find yourself doing. My real beef, though, and it's not really a beef, I guess. It's just a general complaint, right? Is that when I find something that's amazing, I just binge it. Like, I have no self-control. Like, I have to know what happens next, right? That should be obvious from what I was just talking about. But I have to find what happens next. I can't do the cliffhanger thing. I just can't. I can't sit there and go one episode per day and will last me. I can't. So, like, The Crown, I've been really into The Crown. So when that last season came out, I binged the fuck out of that. Like, I don't think I moved off the couch. I think I just watched that for like a day and a half straight. That one for sure. And several others. Just The Surgeon's Cut, excellent show. Surprisingly, so I'm a horror movie buff. I like stuff like that a lot. And I haven't really seen anything that great. Most of the ones that I've seen, just nothing that I've like sitting down and watch. I'll start something and then I'll just and then turn it off. One of the better kind of horror movies, I love zombie movies in particular. One of the better ones that I've seen more recently was #Alive, which is a South Korean movie. Excellent. Freaking great. I think it was a remake, I believe, of a U.S. movie. I've seen the U.S. movie. after I watched the Korean version, and the Korean version, like I watched the trailer of the US one, I'm like, I'm not going to watch the exact same movie again, and the Korean one looked way cooler anyways. But excellent. So that one is definitely worth your time if you want to check it out. So other than Never Have I Ever, other than talking the Southern Quiz, other than talking about Netflix and my obsession with My 600 Pound Life and horror movies, I think that's it. I think I'm done for the day. I had fun. I hope you had fun. It's always fun getting to hang out with you, invade some of your holes, to get into your ear holes a little bit and have this conversation. That's it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye.